Little experiment in my backyard. I've got a red oak, 15-foot tree that I planted, giant root ball, because somebody gave it to me, couldn't sell it. And the same day I planted the acorn of a willow oak, about 20 feet away from it. And the guy said, what are you doing that for? I said, I got it. So, well, now, this is about 16 years later. The red oak is just about dead. It has grown a little bit, but it's just about dead. The willow oak is taller than it, a big, beautiful tree that's, I don't know, it's got to be 30 feet tall at this point. So a little bit of patience and you get a much healthier tree because they've got that giant rootstock. Okay, back to my 12 by 12 experiment. Let's walk around this tree and count the caterpillars that are on those branches. We're not going to get any ladders and fall off. We're just going to stand on the ground and count the caterpillars, and we're going to do it on July 25th of 2014, and we're going to find 410 caterpillars from 19 different species on that tree. And then I'm going to stand back and take that picture so I can ask you, how many caterpillars do you see? How much caterpillar damage do you see? That's what we worry about. But if I knocked on your door and said, you've got 410 caterpillars on your tree, get the spray can, call the man, save the tree. You don't have to save the tree. This is a normal interaction. Oaks have been sharing part of the energy they captured from the sun with caterpillars for a long, long time. They're all still here. They look great. And because my oak is willing to do that, I've got other living things in my yard. I met a woman in New Orleans last year, Tammany Baumgarten, and she suggested that we all practice the 10-step program. Take 10 steps back from your tree and all your insect problems disappear. I think it's good advice. Okay, same day, 12 by 12 experiment. Let's go to a black cherry, same size. Count the caterpillars down here. 239 caterpillars from 14 different species. Now what we're doing is an experiment here. We're comparing how well native plants support life, support these caterpillars, compared to non-native plants. So to find the non-native plants, we have to go to my neighbor's house. There we are, we're at my neighbor's house. Now this is a good comparison because his property is the same size as mine. He moved in the same month that I did. He just had different plant choices. He really liked Callery pear. You might know it as Bradford pear. So he planted 32 of them. So the first thing we have to do is figure out which one we're going to look at. We'll look at this one. Actually, the first thing we have to do is make sure he's not home. 12 by 12, count the caterpillars. And I bet you think I'm going to tell you there were no caterpillars on the Callery pear. Not so. There was one. Oh. One little inchworm, one species. Then I went to his burning bush. Both, by the way, Callery pears from Asia, burning bush from Asia, both highly invasive species. I am pulling them out of my yard all the time. 12 by 12 section of burning bush. I got 4 caterpillars from one species, 4 little leaf skeletonizers. Okay, we have just completed our experiment. We have a pattern. But what if we got that pattern by chance? Remember, science is not an opinion, it's a process. We've completed part of the process, but we could have gotten results by chance, so we have to replicate it. You've got to do it over and over again to see whether the pattern you got is real. So we're going to do it again the next day, July 26th. We're going to look at the same species, but different individuals. We're going to get the same pattern. Different numbers, but the same pattern. 233 in the white oak, 53 in the black cherry, 2 in the burning bush, 1 on the Callery pear. And I don't care how many times you do it, that is the pattern you're going to get. Our really productive native plants are supporting most of the life here. And these poor guys from Asia can't do it. It's not because they're evil. It's because they haven't been here long enough to develop the specialized relationships that run the nature in this country. They're running it over in China, not here. How long does it take to develop those specialized relationships? We've only measured it out about 400 years, not even starting. So probably, thousands of years, probably tens of thousands of years to develop that. And in the meantime, all these invasive species are wiping out the native plants with their co-evolved relationships that are supporting our nature. So we can't wait for adaptation to solve this problem.